Hello, hello.
Hello. We're back. Sort of on the time schedule we thought.
Not at all. I'm Cindy.
I'm Lou.
And we're faking Sanity, which is also the name of our used bookstore, yarn store, and coffee shop in Dawson Creek, BC, Canada.
And we're also the hosts of the Peace Fiber Fest, which is coming up this coming month.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say this month, and I'm like, it's not April yet. It probably is by the time we get it up. Yeah, probably.
The Fiber Fest is here in Dawson Creek, and it's Sunday, April 26th. It's always the last Sunday of April every year, and it goes from 11 to 5. We take over the whole curling rink, and we have classes. And
you know, there are people in like other countries who have no clue how big a curling rink is.
Oh, that's weird.
Or have never seen a curling rink.
That's true.
Because like the Australian curling team, were at the Worlds or whatever, and there are no curling rinks in Australia.
Oh, okay. It's a rink twice the size as a hockey rink. Not quite, but bigger than a hockey rink.
Yeah, ish. I mean, it depends how many sheets of ice it has. Wow. Okay. Anyway, we take over a big rink type place.
We have 20 to 30 vendors every year from across Western Canada and the Northern Territories, and we get about 450 people that come each year.
Ish, yeah.
And it's growing a little bit every year, so we're hoping to get a bit more this year. So if you're within a driving distance from Dawson Creek, BC, come check it out. It's a lot of fun. It's free to enter. Every vendor donates a prize. So there's like prizes throughout the day.
So it's free to enter, but if you make a donation, you get to put your name in for the prize draws. Yeah.
And there's like 20 to 30 prize draws throughout the day, and a donation of any amount gets you a ticket to go into all of those.
Yeah. So. And if all of a sudden today we like fall off the screen or something, it's because our tripod broke, so we have the phone elasticated to books.
There's a stack of dictionaries under the phone right now, recording.
Should be good. We just have to make sure not to hit the table like usual.
Shh, I don't hit the table. I talk with my hands. I'm French. I talk with my hands.
Anyway, what else? Okay, so the Fiberfest. The cool thing about this year is that we have, we always have
a few sponsors,
but this year we have a higher tier of sponsor.
We decided to make it more formal this year. A few people have sponsored in the past, like sponsored a new vendor or an out-of-town vendor, and this year we decided we would include some formal tiers of sponsorship, and one of those includes an interview on our podcast. So this year our Fiber Addict sponsor is Atelier Nekozuki. So we'll break here in a moment if you want to hear a little bit of an interview with her, and also check out her amazing bags she'll be coming with to the Fiber Fest.
Okay, this is the one that I will talk about in the interview, but this is the one I got from her, and it has little dinosaurs and it has little Japanese names, and it's just so
the
whimsical.
Japanese words are the names of the dinosaurs. Yeah.
Sorry, I thought I got that across. Anyway, it's just very whimsical, and I like it.
Yeah.
But she does all sorts of really cool like purses and bags, and
she does. I'm really excited about some of her new stuff.
Yes.
So
should we stop here and do interview?
Absolutely. Let's cut to Katie, and we'll see you back here in a few minutes. Hey, everyone. Just wanted to give you an opportunity to get to know Katie from Atelier Nekozuki, who is our Fiber Addict sponsor this year for Peace Fiber Fest, which is coming up April 25th, which is the last Sunday of the month. And I think you're going to love to see everything she has to offer. So without further ado, I'd like to hand off to Katie with a question of how she came up with her business name.
Awesome. So Nekozuki is cat lover in Japanese. What kind of brought about this whole thing is I was an exchange student in Japan during university. And when I started making project bags, I was looking for cute cat fabrics, and it was really hard to actually track them down in North America at that time, at least at like the quantities and price points that were appealing. So I looked to Japan, and I had already incorporated cat lover in because I've loved cats since I was a kid. My friend actually designed the logo for me based on a Norwegian forest cat, in part because I'd met one of them in Japan and they're gorgeous. But when I started looking at importing it through Etsy and everything like that, I looked at my husband and I went, okay, we need to actually see how much this costs to go and purchase all of these fabrics in person, because there's a lot of pros to that. And it turns out that it is a lot of pros to it. And then we go to Japan too, the horrors of it all.
That is
So
really cool. How often do you go to Japan?
it seems like I end up doing back-to-back trips, and then it usually seems to be a split in the middle. So the last trip was May of 2023. We just actually got back from a full like family trip here in February and March with my husband and the kiddos and everything like that. And I'm actually returning in October. It sounds crazy, but I work with a woman in Kyoto. She hand sculpts and paints the little tiny cat charms for me, and she is in high demand right now. So I was unable to accommodate the order in our timeline. So I'm like, okay, we'll head back and pick that up from her in the fall and shop for more fabric because
Of course.
so,
And so, do you speak French? Is that where the atelier came from, or?
so no, Japanese is my only second language. But hilariously enough, a lot of Japanese business names are a mashup of foreign words and Japanese. So I kind of drew from that inspiration. I've actually gone through multiple iterations. It's been Nekozuki knits when I was doing knits for sale, and then it became Nekozuki yarns. But then when you're in the yarn fiber sphere and I was niching down into it, everyone assumed that I dyed yarn, and that was not in the wheelhouse. I will pay someone else all the dollars to do that for me. So then we became Atelier Nekozuki to kind of encompass how the business was growing. And if I move past being in the fiber sphere or into a wider market as well, I don't have to keep changing the name.
Makes
Yeah.
total sense.
Absolutely.
So,
So you mentioned going back to Japan occasionally. Is it mostly in Kyoto, or do you go to a couple of different cities, or?
right. So we tend to do what's termed the Golden Triangle, which is Kyoto, Osaka, and Kyoto. Sorry, said that twice. Tokyo, Kyoto, and Osaka. Most of my shopping is in Kyoto, at Nomura Taylor and Nomura Taylor House. They're kind of like sister stores. And part of why I do a lot of my shopping down in that area is my exchange was actually halfway between Kyoto and Osaka. So it's like going back home. I'm really familiar with the train systems. I'm familiar with the people. And actually, honestly, this time, the like 95% of my fabric ended up coming from Nomura Taylor, which was really good. Tokyo had, it seemed like they were right in the middle of like a stock shift or something like that, probably the new lines coming in and stuff like that. So, which was good for my luggage. I didn't have any more. But usually it's a pretty even split between Tokyo and Kyoto, because Tokyo has a full fabric town, they call it Nippori Fabric Town. So there's like Tomido, which is the one that most people have heard of. And then there's a lot of other smaller ones around that as well.
That's really cool. Like a fabric district kind of thing, right?
Yeah, exactly. And it's like fabrics and trims and accessories, so buttons and like just anything you can think of to sew with. And then things that you don't necessarily, sometimes there's like this fantastic bead store there, and like just it's so much fun just to go, even if you're not buying anything, to go browse.
Just wander.
Yeah.
So you mentioned your love of cat fabrics and your love of cats. Did you go in initially looking for like quilting fabric, or I know you make bags out of like recycled obies as well. Did you go in looking for that first with cat imprints, or how did you decide on that direction in your bags?
Right. So I decided on the quilting cottons because they're most useful typically for the project bags. And that's what I had been purchasing through like the Etsy middle people that were purchasing it as well. It was a lot more accessible online at that point through Etsy and such, whereas the obi and the kimono are very expensive to ship because they're very heavy.
Yes.
So I did pick up a few select pieces when I was there originally. And when I'm talking originally, I mean like 2016. So this is like 10 years ago now too. Because there's temple markets that actually run every month. So we go and visit Toji, which is a temple market, and purchase the obi and kimono from them. And I did try to adopt them into the project bags, but the demand was more actually towards the handbags, which is what they've transitioned into more now.
Mm.
So definitely that was actually a big portion of the shopping this year, was going to this temple market and purchasing kimono and then the obi. So the obi will be the exteriors of the bags, and then the kimono actually go on the interior. I can't take full credit for that. That was actually another maker at another temple market that I was at back in 22. I like opened one of her bags and I was like, oh my goodness, she's lined this with kimono. And I'm like, that's an ingenious idea. So,
That I can't wait to see them.
oh yeah. Yeah,
They're
I,
beautiful. Did you have them at the Fiber Fest last year?
they are very hard to keep in stock, thankfully.
That's what I thought. I was like, by the time I got around, I don't remember seeing any.
Yeah. So I'm trying to like stock up on them, and I've actually adopted a couple new patterns from a Canadian designer this year as well, that are wax canvas combined with the kimono and obi too, which are turning out spectacular. So you just reminded me that we're a month out, so that's definitely what we're going to be working on in the next few weeks.
As we're recording this, we're exactly a month out from the Fiber Fest. So terrifying.
Tell me about it. I know.
You seem to be in your fabric room. Do you have some samples to show us? We would love to show people kind of some examples of what type of thing you'll be bringing.
Yes. So would you like to see the fabric, a couple of the favorite fabrics first, or do you want to see the bags made first?
Oh, any and all.
Any and all. Okay. I'll grab the fabrics first because they're on top. Now, if you want a full preview of these, I did put it up on my YouTube. And I did say at that point that I didn't have a favorite, but then I was washing and ironing, and I'm like, no, this is my favorite of all of them.
Oh,
so it's absolutely spectacular because it's like super bright. Obviously, cameras are gonna kind of take it out a little bit. There's 3 different colorways of it, and they all have a different charm. I just realized that I probably stocked them on the shelves, and I don't even know where.
People will just have to come.
They've disappeared. Yeah, so that was one of the like main cat fabrics this year, was that one for sure, and they're just like really good. And I think it's a coca fabric, which they always do amazing work. And then we ended up with some spectacular obi from Toji. Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh.
So then this is the wild thing, is that I always end up noticing different details. So obviously the big thing that pulled me in is the pink with the gradient.
Yeah.
But then when I got it home, I was noticing that all of these white threads that are in the florals are actually iridescent versus.
I was going to say, it looks like there's iridescent thread in the flowers.
It's wild, yeah. So it's like really nice. And so what ends up happening is that these are actually interfaced in the interior. So I have to open them up. And then we go in and we place like patterns and everything like that to cut them, actually 4 different bags. And a really good example of that one right now are the travelers, things like this.
They're great. I can't wait to see them in person.
Well, and this is a really nice shape too, because it's like it's soft, so you're not going to like cut yourself off across the chest if you have appendages. And it's like crossbody, you can adjust the strap, it's really good. And then the interior of it's all this one's actually a kimono jacket, which is what I'm wearing over top of everything. So
beautiful. It really is
beautiful. I adore their denim. So that's probably one of these ones here. And then we're going to work through, there's actually a new product that wasn't there last year, and that's going to be the wax canvas with cotton, quilt cottons. And these ones, yeah, I was just like, we got to do something with the actual quilt cottons. And these ones are really fun because I've also started upcycling dress shirts from like Goodwill, Value Village.
Oh, I love that.
Yes. So, because I was like, we're already on a kick with the upcycling for denim. This is one of the more popular products. So any denim that you see in the booth is upcycled as well. And then now we're shifting into getting upcycled pockets too.
That's awesome.
So, yeah. No. Trying
more and more into the slow fashion and the slow reusing of fabric. Fabric is such a wasteful industry as a whole. So it's so nice to see makers kind of taking some of that back and repurposing and reusing stuff.
Yeah, to the best of our ability. Obviously, I'm not going to give up the Japanese fabric.
Yeah.
But like where I can, I will, sort of thing. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're so excited. I think both of us, by the time we got around to your booth at the end last year and the year before, we saw you while you were setting up and then didn't get back to your booth until the end of the day. And a lot of your stuff had sold. So it's nice to see some of them at the beginning, maybe a sneak
Except
peek.
that all our friends would come by and be like, look at what I got. I'm like, that's so pretty. Does she have another? Like, no.
That is the one drawback, is I don't end up producing like doubles or duplicates a lot, especially for a certain show. So like I'll try and more patterns because I love all of them, obviously. So, but you're always welcome to pre-shop.
No, that just makes it more incentive to come by and check, because you get something unique every time.
Yes.
Like my girlfriend picked up one of your Kato bags and loves it. Like it's her main project bag and has been for 2 years now. She just loves it.
Oh, that's amazing to hear. So
yeah,
I love seeing like the OG fabrics around and stuff like that. I've been at other events and someone's had like out in the wild and someone's had a project bag. I'm like, I didn't use that bag.
Yeah.
I'm like totally fangirled about the fact that they had it out. So yeah,
that's awesome. Will you be bringing back some of your more of your regular like project bags and stuff, or will you be doing mostly the newer stuff at the Fiber Fest this year?
So the focus will definitely be the Kato bags and the small box bags for fiber bags, and then I've got a lot of these mini travelers with the denim cut, and hopefully I'll have time to get a few more of the newer style in as well. Should be able to, because they're already cut, so they're just waiting to be sewn right now. But probably not a lot of the new fabrics. They're just kind of, because they're just kind of getting like rolled into stock right now. So
yeah,
but
that's awesome. I love a boxy bag, so that's exciting to me.
I just love the variety of fabrics you have, because I found one that was like, it had little dinosaurs all over it, and it actually had like the Japanese words for the dinosaurs, and I was like, it's so cute.
And that one's so colorful too, and it's just like, it's so happy. Yeah.
Yes.
It's adorable and very much
my style.
Our geeky selves.
Awesome. No, I love to hear it. Well, and that's the nice thing too, is it's like the Japanese fabrics, and I say this consistently when I live stream and when I work with the fabrics and at shows too, is that they're like, they put together color combos and themes that I never would see here or even think of doing. Like I had one, there's this little black cat, like it's basically little patchwork squares, and it was orange and like lavender and a sage color, and I'm like, I don't even know how that works, and it did.
And,
like
it does, yeah.
Exactly. But you don't see that here in North America a lot, and like again, not something that I would normally gravitate towards either. And I was just like, that's totally for me.
I think that's what struck me with your booth the very first time I saw you was like, I think that first year we had a couple of bag makers, but even though some of the bag styles were similar, like there was somebody else with boxy bags or whatever, that the choice of fabric really changes how it looks, and how thick the fabric is changes whether it's a collapsible bag or a nice sturdy one that stays open. And it's just really neat to see how much variety there can be. And I love the whimsy of some of the Japanese fabrics.
Yes. Yeah, that's a good description for it. It's just whimsical.
Yes.
And like elegant sometimes in like ways that you don't anticipate too.
Mm-hmm. Well, we are very much looking forward to seeing you. And for anybody who's interested in Katie's stuff, just a reminder, she is our Fiber Addict sponsor this year. She's sponsoring a class for us, and you will find her beautiful booth at the Fiber Fest on Sunday, April 25th at the curling rink in Dawson Creek. And that is from 11 to 5 p.m. And attendance is free. Come take a look. There are lots of door prizes. There are classes. You're going to want to take a look. These things are amazing. And we hope that you will come say hi to us and to Katie. Thanks very much.
Thanks so much, Katie.
Thanks for joining us, Katie. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, I look forward to seeing you again.
Awesome. We'll see you next month.
Yep. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Welcome back. We hope you enjoyed that interview with Katie. She is so sweet, and her booth is always so lovely to check out.
I'm so excited.
I'm really excited for her
You're
wax
excited about
canvas
it. Yeah.
bags.
I want to look at the
I
OB
hope
ones.
she has some there, because that is a style that I love wearing. Like, I don't like to carry a purse or anything like that, but a crossbody bag is just so handy. So I'm excited. I hope she has some.
Yes.
And we hope you will come check her booth out along with our other sponsors and the rest of our vendors. If you're interested in the Fiber Fest, we have 21 vendors this year. We've had a couple cancellations, and 5 information tables about like local guilds and sheep societies and stuff like that. So you can check out the details, all the vendor lists on www.peacefiberfest.com.
Nobody says the www anymore.
I usually say dub, and Peace, he'll just look at me funny.
No,
So
just say peacefiberfest.com.
yes.
Okay. It's been a while.
Anyway, that's our website.
Oh, well,
And you can go to the vendor tab or the classes tab. We just opened up class registrations. So we've got a spinning class and a felting class this year that I'll be teaching. And there are a few spots left in each of those right now. And yeah, our other sponsors are Alliston is our fiber enthusiast sponsor, and she is Alliston of Findlay Family Makes, and out of Alberta. And we also have a fiber lover sponsor, which is Tara from That Yarn Habit out of Grand Prairie, Alberta. And you'll hear more about those on our social medias. We'll have a little write-up about all our vendors, including our sponsors. So we hope you will check it out if you are within driving distance. It's a lot of fun. It's a great day. We always have a blast.
And we will put Katie's information for her podcast, her YouTube, and all that kind of stuff in the doobly-doo. We really will this time, I promise.
Yeah, and a link to her website so you can check out
I was
her
talking
stuff.
with just one hand, so it felt very... Sorry. Hi.
Faking sanity.
Uh-huh.
Some days a little more successfully than others.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, we're excited about the Fiber Fest. That's a big thing that ties up our time. This time of year, I'm doing all the social media posts, so every day there's a new Fiber Fest post and stuff. But so there hasn't been as much knitting in my world this month.
We were both very, very sick.
Yeah.
And then all of our staff were very, very sick. So there hasn't been a lot of knitting.
Yeah.
Or has been very mindless knitting.
Color tubes.
Color tubes. So you want to talk about...
Sure. Well, one of the things that I've been doing instead of just knitting is preparing fiber for Fiberfest. So I've been doing little bags of Rolags. I love making Rolags. They're so fun to spin, and they look so cool. They're like little yarn worms. And if you want to try spinning a woolen yarn, it's a great way to do it because it incorporates so much air into the fiber, and I use it to blend.
I thought the one that incorporated lots of air into the fiber was worsted spinning.
No, worsted is smooth. Woolen is woolly.
I know nothing about this.
Anyway, it's a great way to blend up colors and different fibers. So this one is like Corriedale, Rambouillet, and mohair. So it's nice and strong, but still very soft and bouncy because of the Rambouillet. Strong because of the mohair. So it's a great sock blend, but also soft enough to wear against the skin. And then this is another one that's a bag of more muted, kind of earthy tones. It's got a bit of teals and various browns and oranges, a bit of red, kind of fall colors. And this one is Merino and Corriedale. And I do a bunch. I've got some right now that are silk and bamboo and merino, and looking to do a few more of those. And I just borrowed the drum carder from our local guild, and I'll be doing up some bats as well for the Fiberfest. So that's a big part of my crafting time right now is prepping fiber.
I've been prepping some stuff for the Fiberfest too. And one of the things, so last podcast, I talked about this Gusto Echoes worsted. And I had knit one up as a cowl to show off the colorway, because they're fingering weight ones. The company very graciously lets us use their pictures of like socks knit out of them. Yeah. But they didn't do that with the worsteds. So
Cindy is knitting up some.
I am knitting up tubes. And so normally, so this is one of the colorways. And normally I would just crank this up on I have an Addy king size knitting machine. But my poor knitting machine went...
It says, I am old and you have not taken care of me.
Exactly. So I ended up knitting up this one by hand, and then I am currently working on this one.
Yeah. And one skein is enough to do like a 6 or 7 foot scarf that width single. Like single, but this is a tube around, so it's double. So you can, like, one skein makes about 3 feet.
One skein would not make a full scarf.
It would make this double length.
Well, yes, except that one side of this is so open. You wouldn't want to scarf that open.
Yeah, fair. You'd want it a little.
Anyway, so once we take some pictures of them for, to put up, this will get made into a cowl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She'll graph some together as cowls.
So, that's what I'm doing with these.
And then we'll take some pictures and put them up on our yarn wall.
I'm trying to do it with all of ours. Now, I have taken apart my Addy king size, washed everything, cleaned everything.
Yeah.
I'm going to put it all back together and oil it and cross my fingers and hope the rest I can do in like an hour instead of hours.
A week. Yeah.
But because I was sick and my brain was just not working, this was actually perfect knitting.
Yeah. Cindy usually gets bored within 5 minutes of knitting
like
stockinette.
even socks. I have to put a pattern in it. So this is the sock version of this.
The exact same colorway, yeah.
No, it's actually not. Never mind, it's not the same colorway. I forgot because it's got this at the other end. But yeah,
a similar colorway.
I was knitting on these
yarn
last
base,
time.
just the fingering weight.
This is the fingering weight. I was knitting on these last time. I finished the one. I think I had finished the one last time, and I've gotten down to the heel.
Boop boop.
But I couldn't start it because then I couldn't find the opal I had used for the heel. But I found it, so.
She's very organized.
Oh, I am so not organized. Oh, I'm trying. I'm really trying to get organized, and it's not happening.
I'm
Oh, there's the opal.
traveling.
Opal!
I'm traveling back and forth between our apartment and my girlfriend's place right now lately. And so my stuff is more discombobulated than ever because I keep traveling stuff back and forth. So, but,
What else have you been doing?
what else?
That
I've
is
been doing
pretty.
some spinning.
Petty spinning.
This is actually one I finished spinning it like last summer, but I couldn't decide how to ply it. I was debating between fractal plying it or plying it with black or navy, but I decided to just fractal ply it. So I finished up the spinning and plied it last night, or the night before. Anyway, this is Falkland from Fiber to Fabric, which is one of our other vendors last year, and they'll be back again this year. It was really fun to knit. It's such spin. It's such a fun, vibrant colorway. And because I spun it as a fractal, there are only a few parts where the colors line up, where there's the very vibrant, like pink on pink or purple on purple, but there's lots of mixed marled sections in the yarn. And yeah, I think it tones it down enough that I will be willing to wear it.
Are you going to knit with it?
I don't know if I will knit with it or put it for sale at our booth, because I do have a basket of hand spun that I want to sell.
I love the really vibrant, like right there where the greens line up. Yeah,
And the orange. That's at the beginning where they.
so
yeah.
that's what I would like. But
I do have.
apparently, I'm not allowed to buy her.
I do have more that I do that way. I don't do very many fractal plies, but I thought it'd be fun with a really vibrant colorway that
It looks
might be
awesome.
a little too much for a lot of people otherwise. But this would be fun striped with like a navy or a black, so it will pop more against the navy. So I'm not sure. I might knit with it. I might put it in our hand spun bin to sell. We'll see. But it's already been soaked and stuff, so it's about a sport weight, maybe a DK, and it's about 280 yards.
How many grams?
Just under 100.
Oh, so sport.
Yeah. So there are a few parts where it's a little bit thicker, but that's
It's no big.
that's my Falkland spin.
Cool. My other thing that I am knitting for Fiberfest is a very boring looking thing right now.
I so wanted to knit this, but I know I'm
Okay.
a slow knitter. And I wouldn't be there.
it
I
is-
love the pattern.
It is, sorry, I'm so organized. It is Odyssey by
Hokey Locatelli.
Yep. And it is a 3-color shawl. Of course, I don't have color ink, but these are the colors I'm going to do.
And we're doing these out of our...
My turn to talk. We just got in a new yarn. So for years I've been making like Harry Potter scarves and Pride scarves and Doctor Who scarves. Not Doctor Who scarves. Anyway, out of Estelle worsted, which is a 50% acrylic, 40% wool, 10% nylon. And then we just decided to bring in the DK version of it because it's great because it sells for $10 a skein, which is amazing. Yeah.
And it's really soft.
It's a
nice
really,
yarn.
really soft yarn. I love it. And I love especially this color.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I am going to make a 3-color shawl in the next month. Ooh, I better get my button gear. We always like to have samples of some of our new yarns or whatever. And the last couple of years I have had what was that rainbow? Prismarine.
Oh, the prismarine shawl.
And lots of people loved it and bought kits.
And we keep selling out our store sample, but we haven't had a chance to reknit one. So no prismarine shawl this year.
But yeah, so it is just a triangle shawl. It starts with a garter tab and is just it.
And it's a very
increases.
long, skinny one.
Yeah. So. Anyway, and I'm knitting the boring garter part at the beginning. So
I love this yarn. It does not feel like an acrylic
it
yarn.
really
Like,
doesn't.
it
It
feels
is a
like
beautiful,
a soft wool yarn.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
I really like using it on my Addy Turbo. But no, not Addy Turbo. Addy King size. Anyway. But I am knitting with the DK version. So I'm very happy.
I love her patterns. They
Oh, yes.
they
Hoagie?
appeal to my aesthetic. Like they're very simple and
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah.
Should I talk about patterns next or what I'm knitting? Oh, what I'm knitting is still the same thing as last time, but it is almost done. I did have to tear it back. I couldn't do the full length of the pattern. So I wrote this pattern for our cashmere yarn, which is a light fingering, almost lace weight. And I wanted to see if I could get the full pattern in a skein of fingering. And you can get all of it minus 1 inch. So you'd have to make it 1 inch shorter to make it out of fingering weight. So it's slouchy, but not
you
super
still
slouchy. There wasn't enough to get, I would have had to decrease faster, like change the pattern to finish it.
Okay.
So you can change the crown and get it the full length and just decrease faster. But otherwise you have to make it 1 inch shorter than the super slouch of the lace weight. But I'll have this as a sample. This is Fleece Artist Parks yarn. This is the CB Highlands colorway. It's really lovely. It's an organic BFL.
It's not BFL. I looked it up last time.
Yeah.
It's merino and
It's
nylon.
Organic merino nylon. And it's lovely. I love their colorways for this line of yarn, and I love their yarn. It's lovely. It's squishy and it's hard wearing, and yeah. So
That base is called Organic Cottage Sock.
yes, I always get it confused because cottage sock used to be a BFL yarn.
No, it
and they've
didn't. We
changed
had this conversation last time.
it. Okay.
I had to watch the podcast to remind myself what I was knitting last time so that I would know what I had knit since. But yes.
I'm editing out the anger. People don't want to watch that.
That wasn't anger, Lou. Okay.
That was.
Yep, that was. Okay. I am working on one other thing.
What you working on?
I am working on a monster.
Oh, he's so cute.
Here's
I love that color.
and this is the worsted weight of that same Estelle.
Yeah.
The Estelle. This is the double knit, and then this is the worsted. Yeah, and it's really, really fun. And the pattern is called Monster by Mockingbird Fiber Arts. And he's really cute. He just is going to finish up about that much above with a square little top. And
You're going to do the big giant eyes or normal size?
well, the pattern has big giant crocheted eyes, but I think I'm actually going to put big giant safety eyes on it because I think that would look really cute. I have some like 40 millimeter sparkly eyes that I think are going to be great.
Cool.
Yeah.
He's cute.
So that's my crochet project.
I haven't been doing a whole lot other than spinning and knitting this hat. But I thought I would show one of my plans. I think I've shown this on the podcast before. I had done this colorwork hat design. Don't mind me. I hadn't published it yet, so I hadn't taken photos, which means I wasn't forced to weave in the ends yet. But it's a colorwork hat with dinosaur bones. And I did this years ago, but since...
Yeah, it's even out of a yarn we no longer have, isn't
yes. But since then, somebody else has come out with a pattern that's very similar, like 2 years ago. So I don't know if I will publish this as is. I might just keep this one for me because it's my size. But it was a hat and cowl set. And by the time I had realized I was too slow and somebody else published a pattern similar, I had also added a cowl pattern. So I did this one out of Cascade Echo. Oops, that's upside down. Which is a much better yarn for colorwork. Superwash isn't great because you get the floats slip and slide. But I really love this. But I think what I will do is redesign it as a double knit pattern. So for people who don't love having to modify charts every time you want to change size in colorwork stuff, a double knit pattern, because it's all basically it doesn't have the floats like this, so you end up getting a stretchier fabric than if you're doing stranded
I was
colorwork.
like, what does that have to do with
Because it's stretchier, you can have less sizes that fit more people. So I'll still have multiple sizes, but there will be a little bit more flexibility in who it fits. So, yeah.
Cool.
So I think I'm going to redo these. So you might see these again in a double knit.
in a couple years?
No, that's the type of knitting I've been in the mood for lately, has been like simple stuff. And I know that doesn't sound simple, but sorry, don't hit the table. Colorwork is always my simple.
Colorwork is my scary. I don't do colorwork.
Colorwork and lace.
They're
my simple stuff.
Cables and lace. Actually, I haven't done lace in ages. There's some lace on this shawl pattern, which I'm really excited because I've done very simple lace, like the cowl I did last time.
Yeah, I'm so slow, and life has been crazy. There's been very little time for. And now it's coming up on gardening season. There's Fiberfest, and then plant all the things. And I got a puppy, and she's so cute. I can't show you the picture because it's on the phone I'm recording on. We were shoveling last month because it's still snowing here. But we were shoveling, and we looked out when we came back in. We looked out, and Molly, the dog, had picked up the shovel by the handle and was dragging it across the porch as though she were shoveling too. And it was so adorable. So I took a picture, and I can't show you, but if I remember, I will tag it on at the end because it's just awesome.
I have show and tell.
You do. You have fun show and tell.
So my friend Rebecca, friend of the pod, I've talked about her a lot on this. She went to New Zealand and came back based first. I got these.
They're hobbit-sized yarn bulb.
They're just so cute. They're 10-gram minis, but I just love how they're packaged. I have no idea what I'm gonna do with them, but I love them. And they are 75% wool, 25% nylon. So I could use them for like cuffs or something, or I could put them together or something.
Heels and toes.
Well, 10 grams isn't enough for that.
Yeah. They're cute.
Boop, boop, boop. I'm very excited.
Yeah.
I like those. And then she brought me, Lou talks all the time about Hanui, the fiber.
I love Hanui.
And Rebecca bought me a yarn out of it. Yes, so it is it's 100% pure undyed New Zealand wool by Wild Earth Yarns. I love it. I'm very excited. This is shade Truffle. I have no idea what I'm going to make out of it.
She, Fiona is the farmer, the shepherdess behind this flock. And she grades out all her wool, because these sheep come in a variety of colors, and she grades them out into like 9 or 12 different shades, from like pearly white down to natural black, and then sends them off to the mill to be processed in those separate colors. And you can blend them, so she gets such huge variety in the colors she can get, even though it's undyed. It's amazing. And yeah, I just love the fiber. It's really strong because it's a medium wool, but it is very soft for a medium wool. And this is like the stronger stuff, not the softer stuff. And it's still lovely. Like, I could totally wear that against my neck.
It is lovely, lovely, lovely. Yeah. Cool. Okay, so there's one more project that I should have been working on. And I kind of did. So Whip Lucky Dip is I have all of my whips here, and each podcast, Lou picks out a whip for me. A blind picks? I don't know.
Yeah, a random pick out of the bag, and she has to
finish it by the next podcast. So this was the one that Lou picked out last time. I did not finish it. All I have to do is the decreases, and my brain was so not working that I did some decreases and then went, wow, that doesn't work at all. And then I had to tink the decreases, and then being sick makes your brain go.
To be fair, I would have been finished this even with the tearing back when I realized I didn't have enough yarn, if I hadn't had to rip it back 3 times because I messed up the crown 3 times beforehand.
And this was just the pattern I was doing out of Ella Ray Lace Merino Aran. And
I love that yarn.
I love this yarn. It's like little cables, but they're not separated. Usually all cables are separated by some pearls, and these aren't, so they just kind of blend into each other, and it just gives it a great fabric. It really doesn't show up those in this, but I was also planning on knitting it up in a solid and then having the pattern.
Just haven't gotten
But
around to
I have not,
doing the pattern.
My brain couldn't figure out how I wanted to do the decreases.
Yeah.
I tried 2 or 3 different things and then just went, meh. So this Whip Lucky Dip didn't get done. So
She has to do that one this time
I'm going to have 2 Whip Lucky Dips.
before Fiberfest.
Well, no. Do you really think we're going to podcast before Fiberfest?
Maybe not. I will try to put up a couple of clips from the Fiberfest. Like,
Okay. You want to pick a whip
Okay.
out of my Whip Lucky Dip basket? My very...
some very large
Excellent
projects and some very
projects.
small ones. Let's see. Dig into the bottom. What is this?
Uh-oh. Okay.
And cut on a ribbon and a bag.
Okay, let's see what it is. So this is a project bag
Tara's
from
bags.
Tara of... I can't remember what her company is called. Out of Prince George.
Tara Bow from...
Yeah, we always see her when we go down to that Fiberfest. Oh! Okay. Wow, do you think I like green or something?
Oh, is that my shawl?
Yeah. So, this is the Winter Hug Shawl by Lou Lachance that I am doing out of
Just Cascade Echo.
Cascade Echo in Shire. And actually, if I could get this done before Fiberfest,
It'd be a great sample.
that would be a great sample.
Because we sold my sample. No.
So maybe...
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did. So maybe I will work on this instead of that. I don't know. I'll do all the knitting. Sure, I will.
Sure.
So yeah, and I love this pattern. Lots and lots of people do.
It's a really simple one with a couple, like, it's stockinette and garter with a couple
With a
of...
fun little like wrapped cluster stitch. It's really cool. And the reason I hadn't been working on this is because I couldn't find the other half of the ball.
But you found it
I
now?
found it, but I didn't put it in the bag.
Well,
so
that was dumb.
now I gotta find it again.
But this is going to go home now.
Yep.
So you can work on it.
And I have, sorry, I bought all of these cinnamon mints when they were at the dollar store because it just makes the cutest little
They're great Notions tins.
Notions too. Oh, I apparently didn't wash it out. Still tastes like cinnamon. Smells really good. I'm so weird. Anyway, so I
weird.
have all the knitting to do. But hopefully I won't have to knit this one by hand. Oh, this is the one that I'm doing my socks out of. This is the colorway. And my socks only went to like there. Use those 3 colors. So I'm going to make stripy socks, I think, out of those 3 colors.
Cool.
But
That would be fun.
that's one of the other ones that I have to knit up into a
Tube
in a
for a
tubu-
cowl
tubi.
sample.
Yeah.
Cowls are a great sample because you get to see the whole colorway and you can make it as long or as short as you want. So
And I basically
and
just
we
did
go
the
through a lot of
whole-
winter wear up here.
Yeah.
It's still cold and
It's
wintry.
still winter.
Hannah calls it January 90th because 3 months of January.
Yeah, it's been so weird. It's been beautiful and then snows a foot and then beautiful and then snows a foot. It's just,
You just got to teach your dog how to shuffle.
yeah. I don't have a dog.
Anyway, I think that's it for us today. It's
We're
a pretty
not
short
going
one.
to talk about culture consumed.
Oh, yes, that's all our knitting stuff.
Yeah,
is.
we'll just talk quick.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
What have you been?
well,
Culture
I
consuming.
watched Heated Rivalry
I did too.
and then read all the books. Actually, listened to all the books
did
on
not.
audiobook. They were great. I loved the show. I loved the books. The only issue I had was that the guy who was reading the books pronounced toque.
It's not a toque.
It's not a toque.
For
It's
anybody.
the Canadian word for a beanie.
No, because toques can be longer than beanies. But if it's a hat,
But no,
it's
all
spelled
hats like this are-
T-O-Q-U-E.
in the U.S. are called beanies.
T-O-Q-U-E is toque.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's toque, not toque.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Your-
and
your
also
PSA
oh my
for the
God.
day.
There was something else. He also mangled Regina, which is the name of a city.
Regina.
I don't think it was even that. It was more like vagina, but with an R. Well, okay, that's kind of how you say it. Anyway, it was really bad. Yeah. And didn't mangle many of the other words. So luckily, he wasn't asked to, pronounce any of the really special Canadian place names.
Yeah.
So
I did watch Heated Rivalry with
Yes.
Cindy, which was
and Bridgerton.
awesome. Did I watch it with you? No, I watched it with Hannah.
I have no idea who you watched it with.
I watched Bridgerton as well,
But
it was fun.
I also watched Bridgerton.
Yeah.
Yes.
I am very curious for those of you who are Bridgerton fans. I am very curious as to who
They've announced next year is Francesca's year.
Oh yeah, no, I
Oh,
meant who the new Whistledown's gonna be.
Oh,
Um,
Rebecca and I have ideas.
yeah, I have a theory, but we'll see. Anyway, yeah, it was a fun series. It wasn't my favorite.
Which one? You did Rivalry or Bridgerton? Sorry, because I got you off.
Bridgerton this
Okay.
season
Yeah.
wasn't my favorite. It was good, but
It was better than the book.
fair. I haven't read the book. I think my favorite so far is still the Queen Charlotte
Really?
one. Yeah.
Oh. It
I'm
was
weird.
fine. It was fine.
Anyway.
I want Eloise's season, but
Yes.
I'm really worried about what they're going to do with it. So I'm very excited that next year is Francesca.
Yeah.
I think that will be fun.
I have also been continuing in my Urban Druid series. And I just started a new one yesterday. And I started it at midnight when I was half asleep. So I can't remember what it's called. Dragon's Mistake? Dragon's Mistake, I think.
Who's the author?
But
Anyway.
I'm going to put a placeholder right here
No.
with the author
Just put
and
it
the
in the
title.
doobly-doo.
Right there.
Put it in the doobly-doo.
And if you watch this and there's nothing between my hands there, it will be in the notes below.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
You're
I
still
can.
really enjoying. You had taken quite a while.
I'd taken a break on those for
yeah.
quite a bit. But yeah, I'm on the 12th one now, 11th one.
Yeah.
And really, really enjoying it. This last one, so the premise is a young girl grew up with her brothers and dad, and they don't know anything about her dad's family because he's not on speaking terms. Like, they're estranged. They live in Ireland. This family lives in Toronto. But she all of a sudden finds out that she's a druid by birth. Like, her Irish family are druids. And she has gotten
But druids with actual magical powers.
not innate, but drawn from nature.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, this one, there's the main characters, there's a team of them and her family that investigate some of the supernatural things that are happening around Toronto. And one of her...
Is there vampires? Sorry, I'm thinking of other series set in Toronto that have vampires.
Oh, there is a vampire.
Is he Henry
That is a
VIII's
regular.
son?
No.
Oh, sorry.
Although the Smoke and Blood series.
I'm talking Tanya.
Tanya Huff is fabulous.
Blood series is set in Toronto with Henry Fitzroy, who was Henry VIII's son. Anyway, and
those were fabulous books. The show was even better, though.
And then the spin-off was when Tony and Henry went to Vancouver, which is the Smoke series, which I loved because it was set in the film industry in Vancouver, which is near and dear to my heart because I watched a lot of things that were filmed in Vancouver, like the Stargates and
Hannah and I have started rewatching Stargate from the beginning.
Yeah, you borrowed my DVDs. I don't have them all, by the way.
It's been fun.
Yeah.
It's fine.
I
Anyway,
find something to watch. People recommend me something to watch. I do have to watch All Creatures Great and Small because
you got Rebecca hooked. You have to watch it with her.
Well, I don't know. I don't have PBS, so I have to get it for a month and watch it and then cancel it.
Yeah.
I've been reading other things too, but I can't think. Oh, I went from Heated Rivalry, so I went from gay hockey romances to re-listening to some of my favorite straight hockey romances by Serena Bowen. And they're very cute. And then I'm sure I read other things. I read quite a few things. Oh, I read John Green's tuberculosis book.
Oh, yeah, Everything is Tuberculosis.
It was very, very good.
I want to read that one.
Yes.
I don't know if I've bought it yet or if I've just bookmarked it, but
yeah, I have it if you want it.
I just bought the third book in Chris Hadfield's Apollo Murders series. So
I have the first one and I have it on audio. I bought it I pre-ordered it
So
and then
did I.
I never listened to it.
I loved the first one. It's a little slow moving. Like, you can tell he's a scientist, like it reads like an Asimov novel if you liked Asimov in the time. It's less drawn out than Asimov.
Okay.
But there's a lot of you get a lot of background and character development.
So it's the science version of the ones I was talking about last podcast that were like the priest, and it was all about his day-to-day. He was a rector or vicar or something in
once
small
we
town.
watched the show.
Yeah, and then I read the books. Yeah. I've been doing that a lot with shows and TV. I've been,
read it and then watch the books, or watch the movie and then
actually,
read the book.
the last couple things.
Yeah.
I watched it and then read the books.
Yeah. I love it. I love seeing what is different and what is the same
and how they do it, because
they've changed
because
things
TV is paced so differently than a book.
Yes.
Or usually.
Yeah, like I think it was like the Andy Weir, The Martian.
Yeah.
I was like, how are they going to do this? Because there's this much action and then 3/4 of the book and then this much action at the end. And they did make it a movie, but they had to change some of the stuff to like...
You've read Project Hail Mary, right?
Yep.
So that is Andy Weir's second book. And
It's coming out.
I know it's coming out.
I'm so excited.
Okay, so apparently in it, what's his face? Ryan Gosling wears this Canadian curling sweater with foxes on it, and like it has blown up online, and apparently a bunch of you are knitting the Canadian curling sweater. Curling sweater.
I kind of have to watch that.
Yes, Rebecca sent me a link that Marie had sent to her that was about this sweater, and she's like,
have to go look
think
for
you
it.
might want one. So, yeah, I I don't know. I need something new to watch or read, or I mean, I have a lot of books on my to read list.
I really like the Andy Weirs, like they're kind of insulated from the world. Like
Martian definitely was a
the
Project
Martian,
Hail
but
Mary,
even the one set on the moon.
Isn't that Project Hail Mary?
No, Project Hail Mary.
Artemis.
Yes, Artemis is the one set on the moon.
So I have to read Project Hail Mary so that I can watch Project Hail Mary. Because it's not like I go to movies in theaters, because we have one scary theater. And
it's better than it used to be.
It's much better than it used to be, but still I can't justify paying
the money.
Well, I can't justify paying how much I would pay for 1 month of PBS or BritBox for one movie.
That's fair.
Yeah. So
but yeah, so hockey romances.
Yeah. I watched some
Druids.
actual hockey too.
Yes.
Yes, because there was Olympics on. I can't even remember when the last time we podcasted was and what we talked about. Sled hockey. Sorry. Para hockey? Para hockey? Oh.
I think we had gone to the game
Americans
here
won.
because it was before.
Oh, yeah. We talked about that. That was like last year sometime.
Yeah, it was December or January.
Yeah. Yeah. Sled hockey's fabulous to watch. But live. But it was also very cool to watch Olympic.
Yeah. I don't.
And the women's hockey.
I didn't watch any Olympics this year. I think it's the first time ever I haven't. But
Yeah, it's because you don't watch a lot of TV anymore.
I don't. I watch TV when I'm at the apartment, because that's when I try to spin, because my spinning wheel is still at the apartment and knit. So, but I don't do that much when I'm at Hannah's.
No.
Because I'm not sitting very often.
Because you're gardening and playing with a doggy,
Yes.
which is
Doggy requires a lot.
bizarre for Lou. Lou has never, ever been interested in gardening until...
Not so. I used to help my grandma garden.
Yeah. No, I mean...
But like as
in
an
the
adult, I
adult-
haven't ever. But I used to have like 56 plants in my house.
That's
and
not gardening. That's houseplants.
yes,
totally
very different. But
Yeah. But now she has a girlfriend.
also, I get fresh veggies, and they taste like yummy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like fresh veggies.
yeah,
Fresh veggies don't make me sick like they make you sick.
yeah.
You should bring me your fresh veggies.
You should not mock me.
Meanie.
You got lots of fresh veggies
I did.
last summer.
I did. My mom, well, my mom just buys them.
Well,
my
and
mom gardened too.
Hannah, like there are certain veggies that you can rotate to add different nutrients to the soil, and beans is one of them. And Hannah doesn't like beans, so
And
we
I
kept
love beans.
some beans for me to use and eat.
Beans.
But Hannah gave Cindy a whole bunch of beans,
Beans. Musical fruit.
and then was shocked when she saw you eat the whole bag that
No,
she
no.
thought was like 2 weeks worth
No,
of
that
beans.
was the
and
peas.
It was like,
I don't sit down and
Oh.
eat a whole bag of beans, but she brought me a bag of peas. And it was just a little bag of peas.
it was a gallon bag.
Yeah, sure. And I sat down and ate it in one sitting. And she was like, and I'm like, peas. I love peas.
Yes. I love peas too, but raw veggies just shred my insides. Like cooked veggies are fine, but anyway,
Okay. I don't think there's anything else to talk about.
yeah. I want to read. There is a new book by oh, why am I so bad at podcasting? My brain has died. Like
It's not bad, just a podcast.
my brain has been really fuzzy ever since I got sick.
Your brain has
totally get
always
it.
been very fuzzy.
Yeah. Anyway, there's so many books I want to read.
Yeah.
I want to read a whole bunch, and I don't have enough time, and it sucks. And it's not going to happen this month, because this month is Fiberfest. And,
Audiobooks.
well, that's why I have...
Then you can audiobook and knit.
Yeah. I did finish the Science in the Capital series.
That's the Kim Stanley Robinson?
Kim Stanley Robinson. I think
Okay.
it was on the first one when we podcasted last time. And I was like, oh, I don't love the pacing, but I am interested in all the characters and what's going on, so I want to read it. And it was a really good premise. I loved the premise. I loved where he was going with the premise. I loved the B stories in the series. And the ending was just sort of...
Meh? Oh.
So I loved it. Like I blasted
That's
through the
like-
second and the third, and then I got to the ending, and I was like, "That's it."
That's like climate change fiction from 40 years ago.
Yes,
So it was sci-fi then, and now it's just
fiction.
Oh yeah. If only that happened.
It's actually some of the science they were investigating in how to deal with the climate change issues was really fun. Like I really enjoyed that. I love speculative fiction, and it was set as though it could be today. Now,
But written in...
and the science is definitely stuff that could be done today, but nobody would do it because it would cost too much, and nobody wants to swallow that cost. But he actually wrote that as part of the book, like that they got the co-insurers, like the people who pay the insurance companies, to help fund these projects, because then they would have less to pay to insurance companies for payouts for floods and stuff like that.
Whereas now the insurers just refuse to insure you.
Yeah. So he had dealt with some of that stuff that was really interesting. The politics aren't really my thing, but one of the secondary characters runs for president in the second book, and he becomes president, and he's more environmentally friendly, so they're trying to work with that. But the B story was actually really fascinating because they had some people had moved to town and opened an embassy, and they were from Kimbalung, and like nobody knew where that was, but Charlie and his wife got to know him. Those are the main characters. And it's basically a group of people who were ousted from Tibet ended up being relocated on this island, and the island ends up getting flooded because of rising sea levels. And so they're trying to find a new home, basically, and they were in the US to try and advocate for help from the US government with some, like, building better dikes around the island and stuff like that. But there's a whole B storyline around these Buddhists that are part of this embassy, and one of the main characters ends up going to live with them, and he becomes an English tutor to one of the
People.
head Buddhist monks. And yeah, it's a good, it was a fun story. I liked that it mixed science and religion, and that was a theme throughout the books. It was really fun.
That is very cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
I just hated the ending. Which
Well.
sucks, but I hated the ending.
Aww.
So, anyway.
Kind of like when you were reading the Harry Turtledove.
Yes. I don't want to be continued 7 times in one series.
Aww. Yes, I do like series that each book is a complete story.
I don't even mind if it's not complete, but it's got to have some sort of pause. Like, there's got to be some sort of, if not ending,
Finish up
at least
some storyline.
Yeah, like wrap up one thing for me. Let me feel like I didn't just walk off a cliff.
Yeah.
You know?
Unlike Lord of the Rings, where you in the... Sorry, I'm always reminded about sitting in the theater, and at the end of Fellowship of the Ring, it was like, that's where they're stopping?
It was
in
a
the
dumb
theater, and people just started laughing at her.
I was fine with a book ending there, but I thought in a movie they might combine things differently and have an ending. You know, TV and movie is all about instant gratification. Not wait 4 years for the next part.
Only 1 year.
Only one.
Only 1 year. Okay.
Yeah. Anyway.
Well, have a lovely whatever month.
We will try to give you a couple of little clips, vlog style, from the Fiberfest.
Okay.
But we probably won't be podcasting again until after the Fiberfest. But we will tell you all about it. And we will try to be restrained and not bring home half of somebody's booth. But you never know.
No, I can't. I have no space and no money. So
Yeah.
I've been trying to pare down.
I feel like everybody is trying to be more careful with money right now. It's part of why we're bringing in like nice but less expensive yarns too.
Yes, the Gusto's a good,
Yeah.
a nice but less expensive yarn as well.
Yeah. Anyway, we will let you go and have a good day. If you celebrate Easter or
Oh yeah, Easter's coming up.
that's coming up. And
Yeah.
if you are Muslim, it was just Ramadan, right?
Yes, it's over, but yeah.
Is it finished?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm late. Anyway, have a great day.
Yeah.
Hope
Bye-bye.
we see you at Fiberfest or check back in here to see what we brought back from Fiberfest.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.